Competence, the sexiest and most desired masculine trait in a man.
That man.
I know.
There's a reason why women are drawn to men who know what they're doing. It's not just admiration, it's instinct. Competence isn't only about physical strength or professional mastery, it's about excellence in any domain that expresses control, grace, and depth. There's something unmistakably magnetic about a man who knows what he's doing. It could be how he fixes a broken thing, how he moves in rhythm, how he handles a challenge with calm precision. You can feel it, that grounded confidence. Competence is one of the purest expressions of masculine energy. It's not about dominance or showing off, it's about mastery. And mastery is always sexy. When a woman watches a man do something well, truly well, she doesn't just admire him. She feels something shift inside her. There's awe, admiration, and sometimes a deep and involuntary physical reaction. Because competence signals more than skill, it signals strength, stability, and control. It awakens something ancient and instinctive. The essence of competence. Competence is strength applied with precision, knowledge translated into action. It's not brute force or loud talk. It's calm, capable command over one's environment. To be competent is to understand your tools, your craft, your responsibilities, and your own limits, and to master them. It's a harmony of mind, body, and will. It's the man who can fix, build, decide, endure, and protect. Because it's the visible proof of inner order. A man who is competent radiates stability, and stability is rare, beautiful, and deeply desired. The magnetic pull of mastery. A man who dances well, not showily, but with rhythm and presence, commands attention without saying a word. He doesn't have to talk, his body speaks fluently in motion. He's attuned, balanced, aware. A woman watching him feels that his sensitivity to rhythm, his ability to lead, his composure under the gaze of others. Or think of the man who plays an instrument. The way he moves his hands with precision, the way his focus narrows, the world fading except for the sound he's shaping. Competence in art, music, or craft reveals discipline and passion, when directed skillfully, always carries sexual charge. Or the man who cooks exceptionally well, not just following a recipe, but creating something beautiful from raw elements. He understands timing, flavor, presentation. He cares about the process. That care, that ability to create pleasure through mastery, mirrors the same energy that draws women in intimacy. Attunement and control combined with creativity. Even intellectual mastery has its allure. A man who deeply understands something, history, philosophy, science, or a technical craft, and can articulate it with clarity and enthusiasm, radiates power. Because knowledge, when internalized and expressed effortlessly, becomes charisma. It shows depth, a mind sharpened by curiosity and consistency. And in a world of superficiality, depth is intoxicating. Competence is masculinity made visible. Competence is a cornerstone of masculinity. Masculinity, at its core, is about order, the ability to bring structure to chaos. It's the ability to take the raw, unformed elements of life, a broken object, a complex idea, an uncertain moment, and give them structure and meaning. That's what competence is. The capacity to act effectively and beautifully in the real world. The world tests men constantly. Can you stay composed when things fall apart? Can you act with clarity under uncertainty? Competence is how you answer those questions. It's not about perfection, it's about capability under fire. A man's competence is his proof that he's grown beyond boyhood, that he's become a builder, a protector, a force that others can depend on. That's why it's not only sexually attractive, it's spiritually attractive. It awakens a woman's feminine essence, her desire to trust, to relax, to admire. And it earns a man something even rarer, the respect of other men. A man who can fix what's broken, move with purpose, and make things work embodies that masculine essence. It's not just what he does, It's what it represents. Competence says, I can protect. I can provide. I can create order out of disorder. And that's exactly what both women and the world are drawn to. Because competence is safety, direction, and power, without chaos or aggression. It's calm strength. It's quiet mastery. Why women respond so strongly? When a woman witnesses competence in a man, something ancient in her responds. It's not a conscious choice, it's a felt reaction. She feels a mix of awe, respect, and a primal attraction. Because competence signals safety, power, and direction, three things that awaken a woman's deepest instincts. Her nervous system relaxes. Her body responds. Because in that moment, she's witnessing order, power, and direction embodied in human form. That's not just sexy, that's archetypal. This isn't just philosophy, it's biology. In the ancient world, a man's survival depended on his ability to act effectively, to hunt, to build shelter, to lead, to protect. The competent man ensured the safety of his tribe and his genes. Women evolved to be drawn to that. Because in competence, they see the promise of survival, the assurance of leadership, and the potential for strength directed toward love and protection. A man's competence doesn't just impress her. It arouses her. Not because of what he says, but because of what his actions reveal. That he can handle the world, and by extension her. It's why a woman can find a man attractive while he's fixing a car, leading a project, dancing with confidence, or explaining something he understands deeply. What she's responding to isn't just skill, it's presence. He's fully there. Focused, attuned, not distracted. Not seeking approval. That's rare. And rarity is erotic. Competence radiates reliability and mastery, the very traits that allow the feminine to relax and admire. That's why even small displays of mastery, playing an instrument with feeling, working with your hands, or moving with control, can have a stronger effect than any words or charm ever could. Because competence says without speaking, I've earned my confidence. Competence versus image. Modern culture confuses style with substance. Men are told to chase the image of success, not the reality of it. To look powerful rather than become powerful. To buy confidence rather than earn it. But true attraction cannot be tricked. A man can wear the right clothes, say the right things, and project the right energy. Yet the moment a real challenge arises, his act is exposed. Competence can't be faked. It's revealed in motion, under pressure, when plans fail and improvisation begins. That's when a woman's body and intuition decide, this man can handle life, or he can't. Competence builds real confidence. Men today are told to just be confident, as if confidence is a mask you can wear. But the truth is, real confidence comes from knowing. From competence. It's the quiet knowing that you can rely on yourself, that you've tested your abilities, that you've failed and learned, that you can face difficulty without collapsing. Confidence without competence is just arrogance, a thin shell around insecurity, loud, fragile, and short-lived. But when you've developed genuine skill, when you've failed, learned, refined, and mastered something, you no longer need to pretend. You know your worth because you've built it. That kind of confidence is quiet. It doesn't posture or brag. It simply is. And that stillness is what makes it magnetic. When you've done the work, you don't need to act confident. You simply are. Your presence becomes steady, your movements sure, your words carry weight. And that's when people, especially women, start to feel something deeper than attraction, trust. Competence in everyday life. Competence isn't limited to grand achievements. It's expressed in everyday grace. In how a man speaks clearly, listens attentively, moves efficiently. In how he handles stress or leads without panic. It's the man who can repair what's broken, not just objects, but relationships. It's the man who can make decisions under pressure, guide others, stay composed when the world trembles. It's the man who can teach something, because he understands it deeply enough to pass it on. Competence in small things mirrors competence in big things. A man who takes care of details, how he dresses, organizes, cleans, moves, or speaks, often takes care of life itself. Women notice that. Everyone notices that. Competence doesn't need to boast. It doesn't seek validation. It's not loud, but it's undeniable. That's why it's so powerfully attractive, because it's felt. When a competent man enters a room, people adjust. Competence and polarity. Masculine competence creates polarity, the magnetic tension between the masculine and the feminine. When the masculine leads through mastery, the feminine naturally flows around it. It's not domination, it's harmony. A competent man allows a woman to admire him without fear, to surrender admiration without losing dignity. Because she sees something rare, a man who has mastered himself. And self-mastery is the foundation of masculine presence. When a man is truly competent, he doesn't chase, he draws in. Not through games, but through gravity. How competence is forged. Competence is not a gift. It's forged through humility, discipline, and repetition. Competence requires humility, because you must admit you don't know, and still step forward to learn. It requires courage, because you must fail publicly and keep going. It requires discipline, because mastery takes time, and most quit long before they get there. It's built in the hours nobody sees, through effort, frustration, and quiet persistence. That's why it commands respect, because people sense the price it costs to build it. Every time you take responsibility, face discomfort, or dedicate yourself to a craft, you add another layer to your competence. And the more competent you become, the more grounded and magnetic your presence grows. Competence is earned, and that's why it's so beautiful. Competence is not born, it's forged through trial and responsibility. You learn it by failing, by studying, by observing, by doing. You don't become competent by talking about it or reading about it. You become competent by doing, failing, learning, and improving. Every time you fix a mistake, take initiative, or endure discomfort, you're sharpening your edge. Every time you commit to learning something deeply, rather than superficially, you're separating yourself from the crowd. But once you have it, it shows. You walk differently. You move through the world with quiet authority. And both men and women can sense it immediately. The call to become capable. If you want to become more attractive, to women, to the world, to yourself, become capable. Not just in one area, but across life. Learn to lead. Learn to fix things. Learn to speak with clarity and act with purpose. Learn to control your emotions, master your appetites, and direct your energy. Because the man who can do will always command respect and desire. Competence is the crown of masculinity, the foundation of confidence, and the essence of sex appeal. So stop chasing attention. Build ability. Earn mastery. Become the man others trust when things fall apart. The final truth. Competence is one of the sexiest and desired masculine traits of a man because it unites strength, intelligence, and grace. It's proof of maturity, the moment a man transcends boyish potential and becomes someone the world can depend on. A competent man doesn't need validation. His results speak for him. He doesn't beg for respect, he commands it. He doesn't chase admiration, he attracts it naturally. Because competence is not just a skill set, it's a state of being. It's how a man moves through the world, creates order, and makes others feel safe in his presence. So learn something deeply. Speak clearly. Build something that lasts. Become so good at what you do that silence follows you when you work. Because when a man is truly competent, he doesn't need to say a word. The world already knows.